Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been lucky enough to go to any of the big festivals this year, you may have been lucky enough to see Ellie Sax. Ellie!
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm great. How are you? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. Yeah. End of the summer, so I'm starting to wind down a little bit now.
Now, you've toured the world playing your saxophone, and you've done some of the
Yep.
biggest festivals around. How come the saxophone? What sort of made you want to play it, first of all?
I wanted to play it ever since I was a toddler. And it was my third Christmas, and I was writing my Christmas letter to Santa, and I put a saxophone, and my parents were like, probably not. And then every year after that, I put a saxophone, and they basically couldn't afford one straight away. So they said, well, if you keep practicing your piano and you do well at the piano, then we'll get you a saxophone. So they said, if you get your grade 5, we'll get you a saxophone. So I just kept working at the piano, which I'm really quite bad at. Got my grade 5 when I turned 11, and I said, right, can I have a saxophone now? And they said, yeah, I guess you can.
Now, the sax you play is an alto, isn't it?
Yeah, so I play an alto for my gigs and dance music. I do have a tenor and a soprano as well.
Wow.
But the alto works the best for kind of dance music and house music.
There's something which has really sort of materialized over the past few years is having a DJ and having a sax player work with them, or sometimes a drummer, but more often than not a sax player. How did you get involved in that?
So my husband is my DJ. We work together, and I met him at classical music college. So we went to do I did orchestral saxophone. He did orchestral percussion. But we always loved dance music. So we used to go out at the weekends in Manchester, which has a really good house music scene, or it did when we were at music college. And we used to go out, and we used to kind of sneak off at weekends and do sets in like Tiger and Birdcage. And my saxophone tutor was like, no, you're ruining your classical embouchure. But it was just the music that I enjoyed and that I loved the most. So we ended up doing some sunset sessions in Italy, and kind of moving on from that, we just thought, this is what we want to do. So we just committed full on to it, and we absolutely love it. It's a great job. It's great fun.
Now, just looking at some of the places you've worked in, I mean, when I say you've toured the world, Ibiza, Sweden, the Maldives, Hong Kong, Barbados, Dubai, Doha, Singapore, Kenya, and the USA. That is pretty much the world, isn't it? Apart from Russia.
Yeah, and I haven't updated that either. So the last year this summer I've been to Croatia, Italy, Mexico, the US again. And then Dubai, I'm going back out to Dubai in November. So yeah, all over the world, and I love it. I love traveling, so it's a perfect way to travel.
Absolutely. Now, you are also a Ministry of Sound artist, which means you come under their umbrella. So that's seen you work alongside some amazing artists, hasn't it?
Yeah, this summer has been amazing. So we've got our new Ministry of Sound Ibiza Anthem show, which we've been doing this year at a lot of festivals and kind of all over the UK this year. And it has been incredible because we've been on festival lineups that a lot of my icons are on. So it's very much a pinch me summer this summer. And it's been very, very fun.
So how do you find working alongside people like the Black Eyed Peas and N-Trance and Artful Dodger? I mean, you know, these are, as you say, absolute icons, and you're on stage with them. How does that feel?
It feels very, very surreal. It's amazing, especially kind of the dance music icons, you know, like N-Trance and Artful Dodger, and they're such nice people, and they're such amazing artists that it's really fun to see how they kind of can have fun with the crowd and create the best party. And I love finding inspiration from live events. So that is it's just incredible. It's super inspirational. Black Eyed Peas was definitely a pinch me moment.
Yeah.
That was incredible, and they're just such professionals, and they rocked up and absolutely smashed it. And they were just lovely people, lovely and polite and friendly, which I just think goes a really long way in this world.
Really does, doesn't it? If you've got a sort of slight empathy with the people you're working with, it makes you blossom and bloom as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think the music industry, it's such a small world, really, once you get into it, that I think if you can help and support people along the way, it just makes the whole process a lot nicer, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, when you're performing, when you're out there on stage and you've got thousands of people in front of you, do you sort of feel the energy from them as well?
Yeah, 100%. It's the most, it's a really difficult to compare feeling. I've not had any other experience in my life that compares to how I feel when I'm on stage. You feel, you get such a buzz from the crowd. And I had this technique, actually, that I listen to Coldplay, because they obviously do these huge shows and they're repeatedly doing 100,000 people in a crowd. And they were saying it can be quite easy to lose that buzz that you get, because when you're getting bigger and bigger crowds, you get a massive buzz when you go to a bigger crowd, because it's a really unique feeling for you, and then your body kind of gets used to it. So you can get that buzz in your mind, but your body doesn't react like it used to react when you've got a couple of thousand people in front of you. And Chris Martin said that he makes individual connections with people in the crowd. So he'll make a conscious effort to kind of look at individual people and make a connection with them. And then he'll move on to another connection. He sees it like a spider web of connections through the crowd. And that's been really, really useful, actually, because it makes you connect with the whole crowd more, as well as connecting with kind of the crowd as its own entity. But you're connecting with individual people, and you kind of feel their joy, and it just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, yeah. When you're working with Harry, your husband, or any DJ for that matter, do you know what they're going to play? Do you know exactly what track's coming next?
No. And Harry particularly loves to put in tunes that he knows I don't know, and that he tries to trick me and he tries to challenge me. So he'll put new tunes in. Almost every set that we do, I'll have a new tune in there. And he sometimes tries to trip me up with either a funny tune or a difficult to play tune, and it kind of keeps it really fresh and keeps it fun, but definitely keeps it challenging, which I enjoy. But yeah, he particularly tries to throw me off on stage as a bit of fun.
There's one thing I've got to ask you about, and that is the fashion, the hats, the whole outfits. They are amazing, aren't they?
Thanks. Yeah, there's some incredible. I mean, they're basically the hat is so that my hair can be terrible. And the first time I found my first hat in Ibiza at Ibiza Fashion Week, and the woman who designed it was called Glammy Glitter, and she's absolutely incredible. And she gave me a hat, and I wore it for a gig, and I was like, well, this solves a problem.
Yeah.
And then I like the look of them as well, and they can be kind of an accessory to an outfit, which is really useful. But yeah, the costumes feel crazy. It helps me to separate Ellie as a person who kind of sits at home in my pajamas with my dog, to Ellie Sax, who is up on stage in front of thousands of people, feeling confident in a costume that I wouldn't wear in a day-to-day life. And they help me to find that persona and that stage persona, and kind of turn my energy on and be ready to go.
So who designs them? Do they come out of your head?
Yeah, so it's a mixture. Some of them are by an incredible designer called Claudia Pink, who actually, she lives out in Mallorca, I think now, and she designs all the kind of metal and jewel ones that you see, the kind of body art dresses. And then most of my pieces are custom pieces from her. So I asked her for a colour scheme, and then she designed something. The other costumes are from my head, yeah. And then if I have the ability, I'll make it myself. And then my lack of skill comes in the sewing department. I'm a very bad seamstress. So if I've kind of got one that's mainly fabric-based, I will go to a seamstress and I'll kind of sketch out a design, and we'll work on it together and then create something.
Is there any one track which you think, oh, I love playing to that?
Yeah, Man with the Red Face.
Man with the Red Face?
That's my favourite track. Yeah, Mark Knight. It's got that massive sax solo in it, and it's quite a challenging sax solo to play, which I really enjoy, kind of things that are quite difficult to play. So that's my favourite.
Right, okay. Now this year, as you say, is starting to spin down. We're starting to come to the end. Well, we are at the end of summer, I guess. But what have you got planned for next year? Because, I mean, you must be already planning 2025.
Yeah, 2025 is starting to come into shape now. So we have got a Ministry of Sound show at Ministry of Sound Ibiza Anthems at Coventry Arena, which it feels so surreal to say. But so we've got that in April next year. And we're starting to get the festivals coming in now. So we're going to be at quite a lot of festivals next year all over the UK. I'll be back with Sin for Sin Sundays at O Beach in Ibiza, and I think, watch this space, but fingers crossed, more at Ibiza Rocks in 2025 as well. So flying all over the place again, and hopefully just doing more of the same of this summer, because it has been so much fun.
That's absolutely brilliant, though, isn't it? I mean, to be able to travel the world, as you say, doing something you love and doing something you enjoy, but going back to places where you've performed before, so you know, to a certain extent, what to expect. Yeah,
it's that great mix of new experiences and places that you've been before that I really enjoy. I love going back to places like O Beach and Ibiza Rocks, because you know that the vibe's going to be just next level, and you're going to have a great time, and you get paid to have a great time, which is amazing. Then you can experience some new places and explore the world. So
fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And I mean, it sounds such great fun. It sounds so exciting. But do you actually get a chance to spend any time in these places?
Sometimes no. So quite a lot of Ibiza, if it's kind of slotting it around my existing events, I quite often will fly out the morning of and fly back that same day to the UK to work other events around it, which is obviously a bit tiring. It turns into a long day. You get the 6 a.m. flight out and the 10 p.m. flight back. But it's, I'm trying to work on feeding more kind of downtime in each place into my life. I'm not very good at that. I'm a bit of workaholic. I love my job as well, so it's really hard to turn down something if it comes in. So I end up pretty much working all the time, but it doesn't feel like I am. So I am going to try and fit some more time in each place. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Okay, excellent. Ellie, it's been fantastic. I know it's been a bit of a pain trying to get this together, but it was worth every minute of it for me. I hope you enjoyed it too.
I did. Thank you so much.
We wish you all the best for the future and a fantastic 2025. And if you ever get to mainland Spain, maybe I'll get a chance to come and see you.
Oh, yes, 100%. I'll let you know if I'm out. Cool.
All right. Ellie Sax.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And take care. And bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.